This scholarship will cover your full tuition fee, your living expenses for the whole period of your study, and even your travel allowance. But before we get into it, if you are new here, you are welcome to my channel, and if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, like, share and comment and help support my channel. Let's get started. Today we are going to talk about the Rhodes Scholarship at the University of Oxford. It says that when different people come together in a shared spirit, an exciting new journey begins. The Rhodes Scholarship is a life-changing postgraduate. Now I see it's written here postgraduate, but this scholarship covers undergraduate, master's degree programs, and then PhD programs. The Rhodes Scholarship is a life-changing postgraduate opportunity to join outstanding young people from around the world to study at the University of Oxford. Application for the Rhodes Scholarship are now closed and will reopen in June 2025, which means they are going to open next month. So I'm just bringing this to you so we can prepare ourselves and our documents to start application immediately it opens. Now to the benefits, it says the Rhodes Scholarship covers University of Oxford course fees as well as providing an annual stipend. So it covers your tuition fees and then your stipend. For 2024-2025 academic year, the stipend is £19,800 per annum, and that is £1,650 per month, from which scholars pay all living expenses, including accommodation. Please note, this is not sufficient to cover partners or dependents. So if you are coming with your family, this scholarship will not be able to cover them, but you are able to travel with family on this scholarship. Following selection for the scholarship, the Rhodes Trust will also cover. So this means if you're able to get the scholarship, it's going to also cover the fee required to apply to study at the University of Oxford, then fees for a student visa and associated international health surcharge, which enables international students to access UK National Health Service, 2 economy class flights to and from UK for the beginning and end of studies in Oxford. On arrival in Oxford, scholars receive a settling-in allowance, and scholars who transition to a second course of study in Oxford will receive assistance to cover the fees for visa renewal and further application for IHS. Now let's go up and click on this document. As I said earlier, this scholarship is for undergraduate, master's and PhD programs. It says here, for those who wish to complete studies in Oxford at master's level or wish to take a second undergraduate degree, there are several options: a 2-year MPhil, 2 1-year taught master's course, a 2-year MSc by research, and a BA with senior status. This means you can apply to a taught master's program and a master by research program. You can also apply to a second undergraduate degree taking over 2 years rather than a normal 3. So you're going to click this so that those who want to apply to an undergraduate program can see what this means. Here it says Oxford welcomes applications from people who already have an undergraduate degree. This means that if you have an undergraduate and you want to do a second undergraduate program, you can make an application. When you come here, you go down and see the process of application and then the requirements you need to make the application. Then for those who want to apply to PhD programs, there is a direct entry to Doctor of Philosophy. It says those with a background in sciences may apply direct from their undergraduate degree to Doctor of Philosophy in the medical, maths, physical or life sciences. This means that with this, you don't have to have a master's degree. If you have an undergraduate program, you can make a direct application to the PhD program. However, the Social Sciences and Humanities Division at Oxford require a master's qualification for entry to Doctor of Philosophy, and candidates to those divisions will need to take one of the routes below. Then we have selection criteria. The Rhodes Scholarship is a merit scholarship, and there is no such thing as type when considering who gets selected. In fact, the strength of scholarship comes from its rigorous selection criteria and diversity. The first selection criteria is literary and scholastic attainment, that is academic excellence, so you should meet this. And then it says energy to use one's talent to the full as demonstrated by mastery in areas such as sport, music, debate, dance, theater, and artistic pursuits, particularly where teamwork is involved. The next one is truth, courage, devotion to duty, sympathy for and protection of weak, kindliness, unselfishness, and fellowship. Their moral force of character and instinct to lead and to take an interest in one's fellow beings. As you can see, they don't have any specific selection criteria. This is what they require from you, and you can show this through your letter of motivation or through your CV during your application. To know if you are eligible, you have to check your eligibility. So you're going to come down here and choose your country. It says please start typing the name of your country. So I'm going to type Ghana. To check your eligibility, you have to answer the questions below. So step 1 is constituency. They've already put West Africa there because I entered Ghana. Then your nationality or citizenship. Are you a citizen of one of the following countries? So if you find your country here, it means you are eligible to apply to the scholarship. You are going to select that. Then your education and residency. Have you been resident in one or more of the countries listed above for at least 5 of the last 10 years? You select that. Then age criteria. You have to go through this and make sure you meet the age requirements for the scholarship. Then your academic achievement. Will you have completed an undergraduate degree, normally a bachelor's degree, by the application deadline with an academic background and grade that is a first-class honors degree or equivalent, which meets or exceeds the specific entry requirement of your chosen full-time course at the University of Oxford? Then step 6, English language criteria. Do you have a sufficiently high standard of English to meet the University of Oxford language proficiency requirement? Alternatively, if you meet the University of Oxford's requirement for an English test waiver, you may request a waiver. So let's click the English requirements and see what they require from you to make this application. Waiver application based on your previous education. At the discretion of the academic department, the requirement to provide English language test scores may be waived. You may apply for a waiver if you have completed or currently completing a degree level course that is full-time, at least 9 months in duration, undertaking a recognized institution where teaching and assessment throughout the course is undertaken entirely in English and completed with a gap of no more than 2 academic years to the course to which you are applying. So if you studied in English or you are studying in English, it means English language requirements can be waived for your application. Then waiver applications based on your professional experience. You may also apply for a waiver based on substantial professional experience if you have worked for a minimum of 2 years in a majority English-speaking country where the main language for the role was English. So if you worked in an English-speaking country, you can use that to waive the English language requirement. You've already checked the eligibility criteria. After you've gone through it and it says you're eligible, you can start making the application. Then here it says choosing your Oxford course. What can you study at Oxford as a Rhodes Scholar? So here are the resources you can check out. Conditions of tenure, courses covered by the scholarship. So you can click this and see the courses that are available for this scholarship. Then A to Z graduate courses at the University of Oxford. This is going to show you all the courses at the University of Oxford, so you can see which ones you can make the application to the scholarship. Then the next one here is writing your personal statement. This is going to be a guide to help you write your personal statement. Then we have writing your academic statement. How can you write about your academic and research interest? This is also going to help you. Then reference letters. How should you choose suitable referees? You are going to need reference letters. And then social engagement. What can you expect from social engagement? You can go through all this, watch the videos and get an idea on how to make the application. Final interview. Advice and insights on how to prepare for the interview. So you go through this one too to help you prepare for your interview. Don't forget that the scholarship is currently not open. It's going to open on the 2nd of June 2025. So start preparing your documents and all the things you need to make your application. You can also go up here and check the courses that are available. Go through it and see the ones you are interested in so you can be ready when the time comes for you to make the application. Good luck to all those who are going to apply, and I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment and help support my channel. See you in the next video. Bye.